You know, I say this often, I mean this with my heart. In my case especially, and I'm going to speak to anybody else, God has lifted, and this is stuck to my feet. If I can get this off my foot, I'll be all right. God has literally forgiven my ignorance sometimes over just I was just so stupid I didn't even know I was thinking that bad. And God, He looks down on the things and He does not beat you or punish you for the things that you don't know. There have been times when literally I know full well that after reading in the Bible how much trouble I should have been in, but the Lord spared me. He forgave ignorance for stupidity's sake. Well, right, the Lord, He forgave stupidity for ignorance. When you don't know something, God does not punish you for it you do not know you did. There's been times when I have this slip and say things that literally was not pleasing to the Lord, and He forgave me. I have put myself in positions where I know I should have been killed, car accidents and other things like that. And I live through it. Unusual things, and the Lord has blessed me 2 times that I know full well that I should not have been blessed, but God looked down and said, you know what? Because His heart is in the right place. We didn't always do the right thing, but when your heart is in the right place, things can turn out better. God bless you. Things can turn out a lot better than you expected to. There has been often times when we look around and we say, you know what? And there's a song we'll sing at the end of this, and it goes, is God satisfied with me? And we should always sing that song, where just the words of that song say, did I walk the way I should have walked? Did I talk the way I should have talked? Because a lot of times we don't, as Christians, we turn around and we get so narrow-minded and focused on one thing so much that we don't give room for the mistakes of others. When you get like that, you got to remember that you were once not saved as well. So we just got to remember that when you look at people and you see mistakes being made, don't start getting all antsy. Don't fly off the handle at every little thing. Because there was a time when God, He looked down at you and smiled too, like, oh, this dummy here. You know? For instance, let me show you something. I'm getting ready to some more. We're going to go into Timothy. 2 Timothy, we're going to deal with some things because there are things where we all kind of get self-centered every once in a while. There was a time, and I hope the boy never sees this part. Somebody, I literally, in my youth, I could not stand the sight of them. And evidently he had done something to me, and he was playing baseball in the alley behind my house. What did I do? I got a pump BB gun. I went up in the attic and was trying to shoot him out of the attic. Unfortunately, there was a power line off the telephone pole going right to the attic window. And when he was running from first to second, and it was perfect lined up with that power line, and the gun hit the power line right from the telephone pole, melted the gun in my hand, and I was laying on the ground. I don't even know when I fainted, but I was laying on the ground, a crumpled heap and smoking. Now that should have killed me. But God, and I wasn't even thinking about him, but he was thinking about me, about what I was going to do 40 years later. And if he had killed me that day, I couldn't have done what I was doing today. There's so many people that are in my lives that will be changed because of what's going on in here right now. Big ones, small ones, in between ones. God is merciful to every one of us. And sometimes we look at this chapter, 2 Timothy chapter 3, the chapter we're going to go into, and often if you look at this chapter, you'll find yourself in it. There's something in here that you did. And that's it. When everybody gets this, say amen. I'm going to show you something. Let the Lord reveal this to all of us, Father. Strengthen us, O Lord. And open up our minds to wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. If the Lord tells you to move, we'll trade places. 2 Timothy chapter 3. Now, you got to understand what's going on in here. They're seeing people in the church. Now, think about this. All of this stuff is folks that's in the church right now. The Bible says in the end times that perilous times will come. It's never been more perilous than it is right now because people in charge are not doing their jobs. They just want numbers. They don't want the truth. It's like in America, what I see right now is we don't want justice, we want revenge. Revenge ain't got nothing to do with justice because, hey, revenge says, I can treat your children badly because I don't like you. A lot of times, people do not understand how miserable their righteousness is to God. And we're going to find this out. You ever see somebody so righteous that you couldn't even sit down next to him in the church? The lady ain't even at there. This is Sister So-and-so's seat right there. She ain't even at church, but that face is hollowed for her. Let people real. There ain't that much holiness in the world, but your empty seat got to get you to heaven. There'll do stuff like that. I've seen that happen. Read, Bible.
This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Perilous times. You will be imperiled in serving God. People think that it's all right to kill you because you don't serve the same God that they do. It's all kinds of stuff going on all around the world right now. A group called ISIS. They are not only trying to take over everything, they're blowing up everything that's holy to somebody else. What makes you think you're going to blow up the cross because it don't got your denomination written under it? They're doing all sorts of things in the name of the Lord. You know, more people have been killed in the name of religion than any other thing in the world. Look at the Crusades. Way back then, they were looking for the cup, the Holy Grail. And they went all through the Middle East and every place else, just killing people that did not believe in Christianity. And understand that they weren't serving God when they was murdering somebody. But they did it in the name of the Lord, so you think they're going to go to heaven?
Nope, don't make it.
These people that's fighting right now, they think they're going to make it into heaven by killing you. They think they're doing God a service when they try to murder you. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's literally in peril. We are in trouble. Read.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, and unholy.
Now, if that don't catch somebody, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, always want something. They don't even care if it's yours or not. In fact, if it's yours, they want it more. Boasters. You ever had a conversation with somebody and all they did was talk about themselves?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Proud. They so good that you can't even sit down next to them. Don't you see my suit? Blasphemers. People don't understand. When you start coming up against the very word of God, because you don't like it or it hit you, and you didn't like what God had written down here for you, so you get mad at the person that's preaching it. And it happens all the time. Unthankful. There's some folks, you ever have a child that I don't care what you gave it, it wouldn't satisfy.
Right, yeah.
You could give it anything. And it just is that you fall that much short of making them happy.
Right.
It's always like that. I'm telling you, unholy. Now there's another one in here, and she was reading about being disobedient to parents. Unthankful. Unholy. Do you know that when you're disobedient to your parents, that your day, the Bible says, obey, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days. See, that is one of the first, that's literally the first commandment that had promise to it. And when the promise was, if you obey your father and your mother, that your days will be long upon the earth. Children do not understand that you are not up here, that you are not a parent. And being a parent sometimes don't feel good. You have to tell people no when you really like to say yes. And you have to say, oh, the new kid, Johnny up the street got a new bicycle. But hey, Johnny's parents had the money to get it. And when you don't have the money to give to your child, and all they do is being unthankful, they forget that they had to eat that day. So you figure, well, okay. And there's people they're stupid too. Okay, I'll take the food out of her mouth to put a bicycle in his hand. There is something, you know, when you have schism in your house, when you love one child more than you love another one, or you make people feel that way, or just because they're the oldest, they always get you always got to do, they always got to do something. The oldest needs love too.
Wow. Amen.
You understand what I'm saying? The eldest child needs the same love you brought in the world just like you brought the rest of them in. But the responsibility of being the oldest sometimes ain't the best thing in the world.
Right.
I come from a family that had 9 children. I had one brother who was dead in the middle. There was 5 on there was 4 on top, 4 on the bottom. He always felt as if when his clothes got old, I was the crown prince of hand-me-down. But when he got the oldest, when it came, because I had 3 sisters over him, and only 1 brother, but I had 2 brothers over me, so at least when they got rid of their old toys, they came to me. He couldn't get one of my sister's dresses. You know what I mean? He couldn't play with no dolls. So what happened was, he started feeling as though, okay, I'm dead in the middle. She loved the first one this much, and she loved the baby that much, but me, I'm kind of stuck in the middle. You cannot let any child in your house feel. I've seen people that have children by different folks,
Come on now.
and then turn around and say, you know what? You feel different about it when your child, when it's your child. I said, but both children came out children. You know what I'm saying? I had a lady literally, I got so mad I couldn't keep talking to these people. They said, she had a child by one man, and then she turned around and married another man. They had a child. Well, hot grease popped in the first child's eye. I said, you better get him, take him to the hospital. Oh, he'll be all right. Well, would you take that one to the hospital if the same thing happened? Oh, you understand when you get children. All I understood was both of them came from the same mama. I don't care who the daddy was. That's what it's all about. And when people start doing that kind of stuff, and these kids are smart. They see what you're doing with somebody else. They see when you turn your back on this one. They see when you beat this one. Or you let this one get away with what you beat the other one for. Hey, justice ain't just us.
All right. All right.
It's them too.
Come on now.
We don't want justice, we want revenge.
All right.
And it don't work like that. And children see when you start messing up in their lives. What you show is what you grow. Yeah. If you ain't got no sense, rather than to show these children somebody anything. And then you get mad and tell the daughter when she get older, look what you act like. If they smart, they better shut up. But if they mess around and get dumb enough to open up their mouth, they'll say, remember? About 5 years ago, you did worse than what I did. You calling me something, and I'll tell you, I watched you do it. Where do you think I learned it from? Oh. See, that little imagination, okay, she just put a bow on it. Did the same thing you did and put a little ribbon on it, so you think it, or you thought it was pretty 5 years ago. I'm going to show you how to really do it. And then you get mad. But you did it. And that's the problem with people not disciplining and not being disciplined. First of all, to raise somebody, you got to be raised yourself.
All right.
You got to grow up yourself a little bit. There's times when every grown person I know can be childish sometimes.
Amen.
But the Bible says when I was a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man or woman, I put away childish things. It's time we're supposed to grow up.
Yes.
We're walking around here complaining and crying all the time. You got the same God when you were sad as you did when you was happy.
All right now.
Yet, when you're happy, sometimes you can get so sad that you can get so happy you don't even forget where you got the happiness from.
All right.
He's the same God that shines, whether it's that glows in your life, whether it's sunny outside or it's raining outside. You better thank God for the rain.
Amen.
Because if it ever stopped, nothing would go. And when you start getting that miss a meal cramp, people don't think of it like that. They want God at their on their level, at their command. Whenever you call God, then He's supposed to show up. But I can blaspheme. I can use the Lord's name in vain. I can walk around and laugh and go, "Oh Lord!" And then you wonder why it don't work when you need something.
All right. Come on now.
Because you flip His name around so easily. Like it's a game, and somebody gonna be needing Him, and He gonna look down and say, "Oh, remember when I'm still playing the game, you ain't."
It's bad out there.
It's getting horrible out there.
Kids use "Oh my G" every day, and I have to simply say, watch what you are saying because you know not what you are saying. Because what you show is what you grow. And as the word says, how long will you simple ones love simplicity? That is word.
That's the word, Proverbs. You walk around like you simple. I ain't talking about just stupid. You got a simple something.
Playing with God.
Playing with God. I done seen too much of it. And people don't preach against it no more. They're scared they're going to lose numbers. The Lord said, when 2 or 3 come together, I will be there also. And I'm scared about losing somebody because I tell them, you know what? Sit down and be cool for just a second. Or I'm going to call somebody because you spanked your child. The Bible says that if you beat him with the rod, he shall not die. You shall beat him with the rod and save his soul from hell. I'd rather get towed up and go to heaven than to mess around and go to hell. Somebody smiling at me and be so sweet and kind and touching me all over. Get out of here. God is not a touchy-feely God.
Right, come on now.
And He means what He says. People go, "Oh, y'all still under the law." A law and a commandment is 2 totally different things. Laws can change. Commandments cannot. And if you mess around and start teaching people, you know what? That's the old law. Try to get into heaven lying. Murdering, killing. Wanting everybody else's woman. Adultery. You know if you gonna mess up that bad, you shouldn't have got married in the first place. People are supposed to respect the vow. It ain't the ring that made you married. It's the vow that you took before God.
Amen.
Because I'm going to tell you something. When my former wife died, I walked around with the wedding ring still on for a long time. Because I was married to something that wasn't even here. And it took me a long time to take it off. And then I realized something. I don't serve a dead God. When I made that vow to Him, He was alive. And He still is. Amen. So sooner or later, He'll sew up that broken thing in me. And I'll be able to take it off. I ain't saying I come and rushed into another relationship either. Because you know what? You don't get into nothing thinking about somebody else. Mm-hmm. There was an old joke that was told one time, and I got kind of mad at it. But it was having a revival. And the evangelist got up and he said, "Would you tell me anybody that can even come close to the perfection of the Lord?" And then he repeated it again. And a little thin guy, about like myself, stood up in the corner. He said, "All right, Who is that you think is that perfect? He said, according to my wife, her ex-husband. She never said a bad word about her. And every time they got mad with each other, she would always say, my husband didn't do that. You're married to somebody else and you're talking about your husband didn't do it? Why did you get rid of him in the first place? He wasn't all that perfect. You see what I'm saying? I had somebody in my family was doing the same thing. And I kept wondering, why are you talking to your husband about your ex? Are you so self-centered and want him to be so much like you? Should have got a mirror image. Just get a picture and marry it and you'll be happy. One, the picture ain't never going to argue with you. You're always going to get a yes out of it because it definitely can't say no. See, people do other people so bad and they call it love. You ever been talking to somebody, asked them a question, and they didn't tell you what you wanted to hear, and you jumped crazy and said, I thought that you would say this. If you thought I was going to say something, why'd you ask me? For real. Why do you need my opinion if you thought I was going to say something? You just kept walking and said, well, he agreed with me. Don't ask me. Because really, how you gonna do that? I want you to keep reading. Watch this. I told you you'll find yourself in here.
Without natural affection.
Oh, stop. How you gonna be sitting around somebody look just like you? I mean, I'm supposed to be sitting down with somebody look like Popeye. Hard leg, beard worse than mine, and I'm supposed to, I love you. You better get away from me. See, that's why I keep a bull with. See, I can drive that out of my house. See, the Lord had, for real, I got one. Did you tell you? I keep a bullwhip right over in my study for my music room. There's a bullwhip hanging on the door. For anybody to come in my house and think that they're going to bring the devil in with them, the Lord had 3 ways of dealing with the devil. He called them out, he cast them out, and he broke out that whip and whipped them out. When they were selling stuff in the church, he broke out a whip. He didn't say he got real mad. It said he turned around and walked right back out and got him some cord and braided him a whip, a scourge. And when he came back in there and he started flipping stuff over, when they seen that whip hanging, they ain't jump over the side. They might have been mad, but you ain't hear nobody jumped up this way. See, that you feel a bite of something that can get you behind. See, God was, and the Lord, there's such a thing as righteous indignation. Now, this is what I'm talking about. People will let people come in with the same persuasion and sit down in the front row, and y'all can hold hands, but see, I ain't going to ask. You don't ask, you don't tell. I can tell if you don't, I can tell by the way you acting if you strange or not. People say he's homophobic. No, I'm not. I ain't scared of nothing. I ain't scared of nothing. They're scared of this. And if you use this instead of these, you can knock out a whole bunch of people that you ain't strong enough to knock out physically. And the Bible says that it's an abomination before God, and you sitting up with Adam and Steve sitting up chilling out together. What's wrong with folks? And they allow this in the church, and they have them up there in the pulpit just playing music. Oh, they great musicians. And you got this mess going on in the church. And you know what? They used to hide that kind of junk. Now it's on TV for kids to see. Like it's an all right thing to do. What's acceptable out there, it might not be acceptable up there. And I ain't got to worry about them out there. I got to worry about him up there. Because it said, fear not those who can kill the body, but fear him that can kill the body and the soul. And people ain't even scared to do it no more. I don't like discrimination of any kind. But there's certain things that cannot go on in the church and not be unspoken. Amen. Now, they talk about throwing you in jail if you don't let it go on. But I'll save some bail money. Because if you come in here, somebody going to sit way back in the corner and somebody going to be up here getting prayed for, but I ain't going to let them sit there and hold hands. But something natural. as beautiful as a woman is, you're going to get two men sitting up. What you going to do with that? I told y'all a long time ago, Ben and Jerry don't make nothing good but ice cream. And if you eat too much of it, it'll send you to the bathroom. Without natural affection. God made a woman for a purpose. And sin just lies at the door like a rug. You just step on it, you walk over it, and people don't preach against it no more. Romans ought to be preached every week almost, just about by somebody in the church. You don't get it, Romans chapter 1. Read on. And contented. Can't satisfy nobody. Go ahead.
Fears, despisers of those that are good.
A prophet is not welcome even in his own home. You'll go all over the Buffalo. You go to Buffalo to see somebody who's they call it a prophet, but you can't even stand one in your own church. God put one in here for you to be so that you can acquire the Lord. And for those that don't hear very well, he said, you know what, I'll put it through her. But just because she don't say everything that you want to hear all the time, no, she ain't no prophet. She don't get no vision. People gonna race into somebody else, gonna bust hell wide open. Because how you know where you race to that they ain't fraud? There's people going all over the country right now, and they act like they probably, you ever seen so many apostles come out the woods? If you understand what an apostle's actual job description is, he's hated by everybody. When you see somebody call themselves an apostle, and they got people all around them just hugging them and swinging them, I just love my apostle. He ain't real. It's a dream. Because you know what? For real. You know it. The Bible says that we are a spectacle to angels and to men. Now, if an angel don't understand you and don't understand what you're doing, how on earth do you think some man gonna do it?
Take the title and play with it.
Paperwork champions. Ain't right for nothing but a piece of paper. And remember the old question, if your house burned down and your paper burned up, would you still even be a preacher? Does the paper make you God's messenger or God's servant? No. Show me your paperwork. You know, can't go nowhere unless you got this waving your paperwork. A lot of people waving paperwork should be on the end of a noose. Yeah.
Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure, more than lovers of God.
And that's something heady. I mean, so blockheaded you wouldn't even know, they wouldn't even understand if you try to, they know everything. Why even, okay. The bless you. Perilous times is coming. They're already here. Did you sitting down next to somebody that just disappeared? Had a madman jump up and say, watch what you're saying. God has to rapture his church. He said, where? Show me where. And they all jumped to Thessalonians, 4, 16, somewhere in there. But they forget that 16 comes after 13, and 13 says, this is for those who are already asleep. That means you already dead. For you not to be mourning over folks because you don't think they heard it right. God said, I make provision for all things, and I can give you more than you can ask or think. So when you start worrying about somebody that ain't here, you better worry about what's here right now. Amen. But since you are not, this is what I'm going to do. And in 16 it goes on to say that we should see him coming through the clouds, and all those that are asleep shall rise first. Or you know what? You can't perceive them anyway because they are already dead. And to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So they're already in his presence, and you ain't got to worry about them. And he's trying to tell you, don't worry about them. This is what I've already done for them. And instead of understanding what God is saying, they rather walk around, and the Bible said, if you do not believe the truth, I'll give you strong delusion. And that's why there's some delusional people in the pulpit right now.
Say it.
They want you to believe that it's going to be so simple. Well, I tell you what, when the 10 plagues in Egypt, did God miracle them all out of there? He just did everything side by side. And then now it's going to be 2 people in one bed and one's going to be gone. But they ain't going to be gone to come racing to the Lord. They're going to be gone running to the wrong one. Why would you even have a book of Revelation if you didn't need it? And people are running off and rapture. I was in a church one time, and before they started the service, and everybody said, somebody jumped up and said, rapture practice, and everybody stood up. I'm looking around like, what just happened? And some of the folks that stood up, if they make it into heaven, Bluebeard, Adolf Hitler, and Count Dracula just gotta get out of hell free guy. I'm talking about Vladislav Dracula. People jumping up like they go, man, when they jumped up, they should have went down, fell on their knees, and started praying real quick for fraud in the house of the Lord. Rapture practice. Okay. Keep practicing. When God show up, you ain't even gonna know it. We ain't going to fire.
Having a form of godliness, denying the power thereof, from such turn away.
That's what I'm going to finish. Having a form of godliness. You ever go into a church and they start looking at you like you just landed on a spaceship? You walk into church and everybody turn around to see you. As if you ain't never been to church before. And they so holy that you can't even sit next to them. Their glow might just blind you. I have seen some of the most disgusting displays when people come into the church that people don't know. Ain't you happy to see somebody besides me? I heard it. She said, yeah. As if I can go somewhere now. I mean, you finish. But forms of godliness, people will say anything to anybody and call it godly. The Lord told me to tell you this. And every time you see them, the Lord told them to tell you something else. Ain't He ever told them to go sit down somewhere? For real. Every time you walk by somebody, they tell me, the Lord sent me to tell you this. When they start doing that, this is what you do. They're going to say, the Lord told me to tell you something, and you say, all right. Every time that the Lord tells you to tell me something, since I seem to be the only one that He's talking to you about, give me a $20 bill. Help me, because the Lord is concerned with me to the point where He's sending you. He must be sending you for a reason. So every time you show up, hand me $20. You will stop them from coming around you immediately. Because see, they lying. God ain't never told me, no, I've heard literally from the Lord. And He ain't told me to just tell somebody something every day continuously. And as long as you keep walking around, He told me to tell you this. And you know full well He didn't, because what they told you is so backwards that it's for real. You end up in jail listening to some folks like that. So, whenever He sent you to tell me, He must want me to eat well. So give me $20.
So the thing with that, Apostle, if you are a prophet, you know they're lying right off the bat. So
He'll tell you.
Ask them what you had for breakfast. Tell them what they had.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, it's ridiculous.
No, yeah, I need some help, because this is crazy.
Coming out the woodwork, I mean, have a word. I mean, I'm a prophet. I don't have nothing to tell somebody every day. Okay? I work around people every day. The Lord does not have anything for me to tell certain people. Now, I might say, something too, but if the Lord tells me. But the Lord talks to me in there, he talks to me outside of there. I can be standing up and someone will actually come up. I know right off the back if they're lying. I'm not going to jump up and say, let the Lord say, tell them that I said they're lying. Other than that, I'm not going to. If you don't tell me to say anything, then I'm not going to say it. I just stand there just as calmly and just let you lie. Because you got to pay for that. You got to give it the kind of a lie that you tell. But the sad part is people pretending to be prophets, they really don't know what the outcome will be. Woe unto them that pretend the Lord has called them or told them or made them a prophet or an apostle. Woe unto them.
I'm going to show you something.
Not good.
Them people,
they read the word, they
need to be in a straitjacket. I've seen some folks, if they turned their coat around and tied it in the back, that's exactly what they need to be.
You have to hear it here.
Delusional. Now, you know why I said that? Sister Gamma, I'm telling you. Remember I told you I was so hungry one time? I almost ate something that was walking. Mm-hmm. I had somebody in my family come by to tell me how much they loved me. And at the time, Social Security had messed around and switched names with me and somebody that was not here and declared me legally dead. I stayed dead for almost 3 years. People said, how did you live through that? Now, at the same time, and I keep that piece of paper in my wallet to remind me of when you're having a bad day, always remember that it was a day that you was dead. And somebody came up in my house and said, I heard about you. I said, no, you didn't. You heard what I said about me. You ain't seen me in 5 years. What do you even know about me? They said, well, you should shun the appearance of evil. I said, wonderful, okay. I'll try to do that. But this is, okay, help me do this. Now, this is all I said. I have a light bill for about $130, $140, right? Give me $50. Just to keep the lights on. I'll take care of the rest of it. Give me $50. I ain't got no money to be giving you like that. What is you at my house for? I'm dead. On paper, I couldn't get a Japanese food stamp. And everybody's walking around me, and all these holy people wasn't helping me out. My daughter was there. My son was there. The prophet was taking care of me, the pastor. They said, it don't look right that you should take money from anybody else. But you should have people at your house living. Okay, just help me pay my lights. See, without the lights, the thermostat didn't work. The stove didn't work. It wouldn't have made no difference about the refrigerator because there wasn't nothing in the first place. They would not give me $50, talking about they didn't have it to be giving me light back like I'm some kind of a bum. And they gonna turn around like they so holy. They looked at the same way when that's why I didn't remember I had that whip. See, because if I remember that, I'd have drove them out of there. Turn it around and get it somewhere. See, people always want to impose on you what they would never go through themselves. I got people helping me, God sending them. And they said it don't look right to them. As long as it looks right to God, and if you can find it in there, God sent it. There was a prophet that a lady built a room on her house, and she didn't have a child. And you know what people was probably saying right back then? The same thing these heathens and devils saying today. She married, her husband is kind of old. She done built a room onto her house for the prophet that's passing through. Probably wasn't no prophet. She just wanted that man in her house. And she did that right over her husband. They did in the same house. Sooner or later, the woman got pregnant. The prophet said, "What, you've been so kind, I will inquire of the Lord whether you can have what you will." She said, well, "You know what? All I want is a son." Now, what do you think they said What do you think they would say right now if she had got pregnant? That baby ain't his. She did that right. Her husband sitting right up there and she done did this. And God had the nerve to get pregnant. You know, y'all got to be delivered from people. Because if you keep listening to what everybody keeps saying, their opinion of you, the only opinion of you that really matters is that.
Amen, God.
Because everybody else, you ever got to see somebody get rich working for somebody else? The owner of the company always going to make $1 more than you. And then in the church, everybody else is going to be popular but you. Everybody else deserves a position up here but you. The only one that God is shining his light on is you, and they want to keep you in a closet because if God's light starts beaming off of you, it'll overshadow theirs.
All right, come on now.
No, but they don't want you in there. Then they start talking about how your hair look. Or they ain't dressed the right way. They wear makeup. As if God ain't going to bless you, even though they smoke cigarettes. Now, I ain't saying do nothing that's against God or defile your temple. But a lot of times people were doing stuff before they got saved. So you going to just deny them that God can do anything with them just because they did something before they got saved? I seen people quit smoking crack and could not quit smoking cigarettes. I've literally seen that. Certain things got to be burned out. They just know you just don't give them up in a day. But if you serve the Lord the right way, and God will start taking stuff away from you that you don't need, or your mind will be fixed on Him instead of what your habit was.
Amen.
But people is always going to talk about how you don't deserve something. Knowing one thing, that your attitude will determine your altitude. If you think that God cannot fail, and He can do anything that He wants in your life, then you'll start going up. But to go up, you got to go down.
Amen.
To get, you got to give. I know it don't sound logical, but He said, I'll take the base thing, the bottom thing, and put it on top. Yeah. No, but you ain't got to have a degree in this, and you don't know calculus, and you don't know all this other stuff. So where's your paperwork? Some of the people handing out the paper, some of the worst folks I've ever seen in my life. I have a real good friend, and I'm going to sit down with this. Real good friend, great preacher. I have to give it to him, great preacher. But he had 27 preachers in one building. There's only 4 Sundays, possibly 5 in a month. Those preachers began to argue between each other who's going to be seen. Then you had folks that wanted to come to church just to see this one, or just to see that one. So the rest of the month they didn't even come to church because they wanted to see theirs. The house became so divided they couldn't do nothing with it. Just think of it this way. God is able to do in your life exceedingly and abundantly more. But get rid of some of that stuff. Treacherous, heady, high-minded, lovers of yourself more than God. Boastful, truce breakers. I want you to remember, I think it was, what was that one that I always think about when in fact, you preached this, I should remember it. Yeah, I think it's 6 and 16 or something like that. Yeah, something like that. Now, there is a thing in here that I always want y'all to remember. Proverbs chapter 6. I want you, as I sit down, I want you to read this to them. Because y'all got to get this. If you're not careful, you'll end up on this list.
These 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto Him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among the brethren. You got this in the churches. And these 6 things doeth the Lord hate.
God is loving God. He don't hate nothing, do it.
7 are abomination unto him. Okay? So he don't love everything. If you think that, you're wrong. He does not. Telling you.
If you're not careful, a proud look, a lying tongue, those are 2 evils. Hand to shed innocent blood, you gotta understand.
Definitely a lying tongue.
Heart that devises evil imagination. Do you understand what that means? You ain't just evil in your mind, you in your heart. Feet that gonna slip through this. You ever seen somebody always jumping around, talking about run into a car accident? With no paramedic from a parasite, but they want to see what's going on this bad, so they can go tell somebody. Feet that run slip through this. Those that sow discord between us. I don't want nobody to come to me talking about you. I'm not going to nobody else talking about you. That's simple-minded. That's friction and confusion. God is not the author of that. You see somebody running around from place to place talking about folks, they ain't got no God. It's just simple.
And don't let anybody ever tell you the Lord loves everything we do. Because the word is telling you, simply telling you, the 6 things do what the Lord hates, and 7 are an abomination. So don't get yourself tricked or fooled. If you forget, always go to Proverbs chapter 6, 16 through 19. And you'll change your mind. Because the Lord does not love everything we do. He loves us, but does not love everything we do. So if somebody ever comes up to you and says, oh, the Lord loves everything, stop them. No, no. Wrong. Go to Proverbs 6, okay? And then read verses 16 through 19. You'll find out. Might find yourself in there. Mm-hmm. So, truly, this is what goes on in churches. I'm telling you.
I love
every
that.
church.
I'll take this. I love this thing here. When they say, you can have somebody whisper something to you and say, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Now, you know if they done came up to you and said, don't tell nobody, the other 5 people they done already told probably already know about it. But see, they just don't want you to tell nobody.
You got lies going north, south, east, and west when they tell you it's between you and me. It's already out there. You in the north, they already spreading the south, east, and west. So, okay?
They only whispering that because you're the only one that don't know.
The compass is complete. It's full. Okay, the needle is going chaotic.
And you know what? If you do that, if you speak it to anybody, that's bearing false witness. Told you it's a full squirrel that can't find a nut. And there's some squirrely people in the church, buddy. Just because they don't see, just because they think God don't see them. You see, walk down the street, you see a squirrel on the tree, and you go. Just because you can't see him, he can't see you, that don't mean you don't know he's there. And then you find a nut to get on the telephone. Start spreading, bearing false witness, spreading lies, and then you're in trouble. Then you're on the wrong side of God, and you wonder, why did I get punished? I'm such a good person. May the Lord bless and keep you all. And Father, if we say this about anything that might not be pleasing in your sight, Father, forgive us all for your sin. Bless the children, Father. God bless them. Bless all your children, Father. For thou art God.